maybe you should too. I hate to be the one to tell you, but being a nurse, it is not that picture-perfect career that it is portrayed to be on the internet. Most days, secretly fights back tears in the med room while waiting for each shift to end. And then I am reminded by a rushing jolt of anxiety that I gotta come back to work and do it again.
Oh God, let me go ahead and act like I give a fuck and be fake for 8 months.
I've been at this for 15 long ass years, and I can tell you that this job, it's gonna take its toll on you. And on some days, there's this nagging feeling in my mind that there's got to be a better way than this. I mean, there's got to be another option for making this kind of money that does not require me to put my soul up for auction. And if you're ready for the real and the raw truth, keep on watching Stronger Nurse Universe. If you feel like your mindset and belief are no longer congruent with your current living condition, I totally get where you are. Like you, I care about my time, my energy, and my body, and I do not want to spend my most productive years living below my potential just to eventually end up as a patient. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually do love what I do being a nurse, but there are aspects of my job that at times I still find rewarding. However, it doesn't help that I read articles about Facebook employees earning $800,000 a year or more to write a bunch of code while sitting at home eating ice cream for breakfast. Now, sure, writing JavaScript, that sounds like a tall task, but I dare you to try and set up an IV bolus on a hypotensive patient while trying hard to prevent the floodgates of your bladder to literally burst open. I guarantee you that David Goggins, with his callous mind, could not even do nursing if he tried. Nursing is challenging. My point is, contrary to what most of our friends and families would like to believe, this job is some of the hardest ass work you will ever do. It takes up more time than most jobs without commensurate rewards. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough homework to educate myself on what to expect after getting my nursing degree. But I'll talk about that in another video. Nurses, we represent the largest part of the healthcare workforce. I actually wish we got a lot more than the occasional praise and the newspaper byline. The world's best companies like Apple and Google, they go above and beyond, to recruit and keep the best talent. They also spare no expense to provide growth and development opportunities to these individuals because they believe they are the lifeblood of their achievements. Why is it so different in healthcare? A sector that no sector, there aren't many work-related benefits. One thing any nurse will tell you, hospitals ain't startups. You don't get flexible work hours or complete your task from home. You also don't get lucrative stock options or extras like on-site gyms with personal trainers, free food service like they give to the doctors, and childcare. And did I forget to mention the very phrase work-life balance is considered treasonable, punishable by your manager. With all these constraints, you would think that the pay would, at least, at a minimum, justify the horrors that we as nurses have to endure. But unfortunately, that ain't the case either. Thankfully, nurses are beginning to wake the fuck up and demand better. Bargaining collectives are rising up to ensure that these conversations are being had about the fundamental rights such as uninterrupted meal periods, a safe environment, a nurse-to-patient ratio, adequate staffing. Nurses, we sacrifice so much, And there's no reason why we should be earning less than some guy in the basement working for an unknown tech startup. I've had to stop, rethink my life choices, where I was bent over a hospital bed cleaning liquid stool produced by an alcohol-related liver patient, and it was the 8th time in 12 hours. Trust me, there is nothing more effective than suctioning up a grown man shit with a yonker to give you an epiphany that redefines your entire existence. Is nursing really worth it? You know what? At that moment, I have had to ask myself this one critical question. Why? Why am I doing this to myself? Every single shift, absolute insanity! I do my best to ensure the best care for my patients, and I give valuable advice that I'm sure it happens all the time that they don't pay any attention to. I ain't gonna lie. It feels absurd to put my health at risk for people who won't even listen to reasonable common sense. But hey, it's what the job in nursing demands. Over time, I've learned to put on a poker face and wear a fake ass smile. And if you're a nurse, I'm sure you can relate. If we're being honest, most of us struggle with sunk cost bias. This is a fear of letting go because of how much we've already invested in this pursuit called nursing. Unfortunately, the problem with staying with something you are no longer passionate about is that it builds resentment. Resentment, it cannot stay hidden for too long. All that anger, it's gonna one day come rushing out. And it might be at your lowest moment. However, that anger, it's not always a bad thing. At least in my case, it hasn't been. Instead, this knowing discontent has become my driving force behind my passionate quest for change. My rage, that's my secret weapon. It is an inferno smoldering under this facade of calmness. But this time, I'm not waiting for the system to improve or some policy change by the government that will suddenly fix everything. Oh no. Instead, I've decided to woman up and grab the wheels of my own life and chart my course towards the life that I truly desire. It's time for a change. Do you want to change? Well, that's not new. Lots of people before you have wished for the same things that you desire right now. And that's financial freedom, a sense of purpose, or maybe even a job where you don't have to rely on caffeinated beverages for sustenance. The question, however, is, what will you do to get the life you think you deserve? As you watch this, I want you to think carefully about your next steps. Do you want to continue as a bedside nurse? Do you want to add a side hustle to generate some extra income? Or are you ready to quit nursing entirely? Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Everybody's North Star is different. And it's okay to listen to your inner voice as you do this. Creating a growth strategy. If you have your answer, map out a strategy to help you get closer to this goal. It doesn't have to be Michael Scofield perfect. Clarity comes with the journey. So you could start with something small, like joining a community, finding a mentor, or subscribing to this YouTube channel, Stronger Nurse Universe. P.S. I think you should definitely go for the last option. I'm just saying. It's not enough to be upset though. We must begin to chart our course towards change. In the words of some wise guy on Twitter, who I can't seem to remember, we are the saviors that we have been waiting for. You must always recall that it remains just a wish until there's an executable strategy. And that's why I decided to start this channel, to seek out nurses like myself who are unsatisfied with the humdrum of bedside nursing and its lackluster financial rewards. My ultimate goal is to create a community of nurses who desire to achieve more and do not mind ignoring the prospect of failure and getting their feet wet by stomping into new territory. You need guidance. I'll end by sharing with you the one thing that has helped me make the most of my career and kickstart me on a journey that I can boldly say that I am so proud of. It was coaching. And yes, I spent a lot of money to glean from those with the expertise and knowledge that I need. What's the alternative? Well, you can learn the ropes the hard way, but that will cost you many years and a lot of painful experiences. And don't forget, the global life expectancy is currently at 71 years old. So I'm sure that you would agree that you really don't have a lot of time. Investing in self-education will always be an excellent decision. It works with the principle of compounding. You may not see the results immediately, but over time, you will be grateful that you did it. For example, I began my journey to financial independence by getting a financial coach when I started earning a post-pandemic salary as a travel nurse. My motivation for this was that I knew that if I did not fix my shit fast, my brand, Stronger Nurse, would have joined businesses like BlackBerry, Blockbuster, and MySpace in the could have been pile. Well, it's been going on 2 years now, and the impact of that one singular decision has been riveting, to say the least. I've learned about tax plans and how to create a solid strategy towards early retirement. I've also mapped out a clear budget that covers my debts, my lifestyle essentials like food, duplicating housing, transportation, multiple insurances, multiple savings accounts, business expenses, and utilities. Trust me when I say the value of coaching on your journey cannot be overstated. Now, I'll be honest. There are days when I personally feel like I have not made a lot of progress. During such moments, though, I have wanted to step on the gas and arrive at my destination faster than it would take Barry Allen to put on his speed suit. However, I am constantly reminded that the journey is more important than anything else. I took the get-rich-quick route once in 2018. Guess where it got me? I almost filed for bankruptcy, foreclosed on 2 of my homes. Fortunately, though, if my story is anything to go by, you can go through all of that. But I tell you, you can produce one of the greatest comebacks since the Boston Celtics, and I will teach you how to deal with crippling debt and earn more as a nurse and thrive in your career with the tested and proven tips that I've gathered from books, conferences, webinars, and first-hand experience of over a decade. All you need to do is hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications to stay informed of Stronger Nurse Universe's upcoming posts. So get ready to change your life. This is Stronger Nurse coming to you from Stronger Nurse Universe. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I hope you got value out of this. Mwah! I'll see y'all in my next video.